Welcome to Holden Beach Report, Part 2. It is now we're at the end of the beach. The yellow house is the last house on the beachfront. Over there, you'll see a bunch of houses, but that is called Oak Island. And between myself and there is a low tide island right here. And if you look far off in the distance, you'll probably see there's a bunch of seagulls, birds, whatever you want to call them, pipers, behind the people that are walking. They're walking on low tide island. You can walk over there. At high tide, that's a sandbar. It's a difference. Way over there, you'll see a bunch of birds flocking on another piece of land. That's another low tide island. You can walk out to it as well. Like I said in previous videos, if you walk, you can walk basically on the sandbar almost all the way back to where I came from. And my neighbor Wesley used to do that to freak out his mom. But she didn't know that because it's at high tide, the waves are up there. And it's very placid in this sense. So if you are looking for, I don't like how energetic the waves are. That's why I was telling somebody on a previous video that if you go down to the end of the island, these sandbars really do break up the energy of the ocean. And look how more placid it is down here, much more tranquil. It's almost like you're at a river. So, well, literally there is a river right over there behind the sunshine to the left. The river that's, oh gosh, I forgot. My brain is like fried right now. Basically a river that comes from Barnetown down to here. My brain can't think of it right now what it's called. I'll remember after I cut the video off. But yeah, and you can actually, if you go to the very end of the island, which I'm not in the mood to do today, I haven't been walking in over a week. It seems like my bars on my thing, it says if I'm walking or not. The other day I was like, are you dead? Are you dead? Because I don't pick up the phone and walk around with it around the house. If I didn't stop walking altogether. I just, walk around the house without pockets, so I don't put it in any pockets when I'm walking around the house. And then if I do go out, I forget about it. Oh, little fish are dancing in the water down here. This water is really amber today. And I was talking to a lady who's down here for the week, and she said it was even worse yesterday. And I'm like, I don't know why it's so amber. It looks like, who knows? She said a bunch of trash got washed up the other day too, and I'm going, oh, that's comforting. And a lot of foam, sea foam, which is, again, I didn't want to tell her, but basically that's like all the bad ingredients of the ocean washed up in foam. I've never liked sea foam. I always thought it was really gross. When I was a kid, I didn't know better, and I put it on my face like a beard. And then my aunt told me, he's like, you don't want to mess with that. Explained it the best she could to me. Look at these little fish dancing. Little fish are dancing over there. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. I hope I got it centered on them. There's a fish that keeps jumping out of the water. Probably he's trying to get away from another fish that's bigger, trying to eat him. And you may look down and see a shark. I had one day, a few weeks ago, I was out here walking, and some woman came and said, watch out, there's a shark down there. I'm like, you mean a beach shark? And she's like, no, it's in the water. I'm going, they're really not that harmful to us unless you, really, I've never, ever been afraid of the sharks. Oh, look at all the little crabs. I've been a little bit more afraid of crabs, to be honest with you, than sharks. But even then, if you just stand still, they won't bother you. So, no, the sharks, I've seen little baby sharks about as long as my arm, and they don't bother me much. See the people over there walking on the island. They're just little nurse sharks. Their mouths are not that big to begin with. They're not like jaws or anything. Well, I guess the little fish didn't get away finally. And it could have been a shark over here. This water is really dark. It's not normally this dingy and dark. I don't know what's going on with the water, but it's really amber today, really dark. I swear like a huge oil spill happened, and I'm not aware of it. And it's not even, you might be thinking, well, is that a tanker oil spill? No. There's such a thing as natural oil spills as well. Like an underwater volcano could have infected the water. I don't know. I know I'm throwing out theories here, and some of you may be laughing, but it's a possibility. All things are possible. Not all things are probable, though. So I don't cast out anything in my theorizations. I do give them a level of possibilities, though. I just don't know. I need to go back and do a little bit of research on this and see what myself, because like I said, the water's never this, and maybe the guy was talking about this that was asking me on the thing. Maybe he's talking about how disgusting the water looks. I wouldn't let my kids play in this. I don't even like my feet going this deep into it. But I figure, my feet. So, I can't tell you. I can't tell you why the water's so amber right now. I have no idea. That is really strange. It's normally not this amber. I did have somebody in one of my videos said that, oh, the water is so dirty, blah, blah, blah. It's like because you're in New York or something. I was like, I'm nowhere near New York. I'm south facing. I'm facing Cuba from here. It's almost to South Carolina. Actually, you can almost see South Carolina. So yeah, the water, I don't know what she was talking about. It's not dirty here. Today it looks dirty. It really does. Oh, one of the people on the island is obviously a very high-pitched voice person. All right, so I just wanted to give you another update about the weather down here. It's gorgeous still. I saw my neighbor. I talked to another lady that was visiting this week. Talked to my neighbor, and because she's always out here walking her dogs. And that's about it. All right, so down here again, if the water wasn't like this, I mean, if this is what you're talking about, yeah, this isn't normal. It looks like rust. I don't know what it is. It looks very reddish, very amberish. So maybe if this is what you're talking about, yeah, this is definitely not normal for us. The first thing I noticed when I came over the, I call those little bridges, man bridges, was that, God, the water looks really amber, like yellow dirty. And up close it looks even more red. It looks like the sewage system. Okay, I don't want to think about that. Although when I did come across the bridge this morning, I did smell something that smells like sewage, but then I realized, oh, the trash truck's right up the road. Yeah, I don't know. Gosh, now that makes me wonder if I'm walking in sewage, basically, like the ocean did something damage to the sewage systems. Because, back in the day, of course, this house is right here. These aren't that old. They're in the 90s, all of this was underwater because of a hurricane that came in and wiped everything out. All the way pretty much up to where I used to play at the pavilion. Water slides in putt-putt, not the pier. I'm not talking about the pier. I'm talking about there was a pavilion down this end that we like to go to. We like to go to both. But the pavilion had arcade games, hot dogs. They had a water slide that was the tube type, which always scared me because there's nothing to land on if you happen to fly out of one. And then putt-putt down here. And from there, at least, all the way down, this was all underwater. It got wiped out. I remember right after it happened, walking under some of these, like, not these houses, but houses that were, way up there at the time. And I have pictures of them, and I might need to pull out my picture album if I can find some of my picture albums. I think I took some pictures. If not, they're very much in my head of, like, walking almost directly under a house. You gotta remember, it may not look like those things are really high off the sea level, but it's about, if you were to build that at sea level, that'd be about 5 stories high, that 2-story high yellow house right there I'm looking at. You got to remember that they were like falling into the ocean basically, and it was like there was like red tape around it, like don't go past this because it could be pieces falling off of it. I got close as I could without being. I remember just very clearly thinking, "Gosh, this thing could just fall into the ocean any minute," and it was condemned, and they were going to either tear it down or let it fall in the ocean. But so if you're thinking this is sewage water from these houses right here, no, that's number one, that's illegal. Number two, that may have happened like 100 years ago, but this beach has been renovated a lot since then due to nature. So, beach report number 2, I just wanted to see if that's what you're talking about, that amber tinge to the water. Because I would not let my kids play in this water right here. Now, as far as, like, I thought you meant like the waves. Down here is where you want your kids to play because the waves are much more calm if you have small children. And then if you're talking about crashing waves, it's not like that today. This is kind of normal right here. But I have seen, like I said in the previous video, hurricanes that make it very placid until the last like 1 or 2 feet. And it's like wham, wham, wham. And I remember back when I was a kid, my brother and I, we got our surfboards. We came out here because we heard that, there was a hurricane. We came out and said, wow, look at the waves. And it was a different situation. The waves were bigger and they weren't too far away from the beach. Like it was about 20 feet out 5-foot waves, which we never get. And we're like, whoa, let's go surf these. And we got on our surfboards, and you couldn't even, as soon as you got up to stand up, it slammed you down. Your ride was like 2 seconds, if that. So it was a very short ride. And I was like, nah, I'm done. And I don't think my brother even got up. He watched me, he's like, nah, I'm done too. All right, well, anyway, I'm rambling on. I just wanted to see if you are talking about this dirty water right here. Because, yeah, that's normally not the color of water here. I noticed that the first thing I came over over the man bridge. If you're talking about like the last second breaking of waves, that may have happened yesterday or the day before, but I wasn't out here to see it. So watch my old videos. I'll probably have some of those in my videos. All right, thanks for watching. Have a fantastic, terrific Tuesday, actually.